Hello, everyone, and welcome to the show. I'm Franz Sidney, and I'm here today with our friend all the way from England, and her name is Beatrice Zamfir. Hello.
Hello, friends. Thank you so much for having me. So lovely to see you today.
It is lovely to see you too. You guys have to really stay attached to the screen today because we have something really special. We're going to go through demystifying all the ideas that you have about manifesting, about realizing what you really want. So Beatrice is a specialist. She's not only a hypnotherapist like myself, an RTT therapist, but she has a lot of experience in lots of different fields she's going to tell you about. And she's going to take us through all the steps that we need to take if we want something very specific to happen in our life. No, I'm not talking about being millionaire tomorrow without doing anything. This is no Joe Dispenza. This is no law of attraction. It's different. And we're going to use science-based, evidence-based methods that are giving the clients, the batteries have plenty of results from addiction to anxiety, depression, all sorts of stuff in between. So if you want to find out exactly what manifestation is, but not what you think it is, it's something else, stay here and she will give you not only all these tools right here today, but if you listen all the way, she's going to give you a lot more than this strategy. And you can even have a free consultation where she will give you a personalized plan. This personalized plan will allow you to make things happen in your life with your beliefs, your actions, your behaviors. Everything will change. Your programming will change. So let's go straight in. Maybe Beatrice, you want to tell us a little bit, how did you get into this?
Manifestation is a creation of reality. So how did I get into this? I'm a RTT therapist, as you said, therapist, hypnotherapist, advanced conversational hypnosis trainer, and therapist. But how did I get into manifestation? So I've been manifesting also in my life so many things that I didn't want it before. So I didn't realize how I was doing that. And it wasn't really good what I was manifesting because, we manifest our entire life. Since the moment we are little, we keep manifesting our entire life. And our entire life is formed based on the beliefs and the programs that we have in our subconscious mind since we are little. Because the programs that we have in our subconscious mind, they are forming between the age of 0 to 7 years old. And based on what you've lived between the age of 0 to 7 years old, this is forming your beliefs about relationships, money, health, life, men, woman, and so on. So I was having troubles in my relationship, same like, I think everyone. And I didn't know why I was manifesting this. How is this possible from, a person that you were with that was crazy about you to manifest all of these things? So then I've done more research and I was searching and searching and searching for answers. Also, I've seen all my clients that they were going through a lot and they were manifesting bad things. So I've done research and then in the end I found is the method that Neville Goddard was teaching. He's the God of manifestation. He studied the Bible for over 30 years, word by word. And I realized that we manifest circumstances, events, people, everything that is happening into our life. First, through the beliefs and the programs that we have in our subconscious mind. Secondly, through our inner conversations. Thirdly, through the beliefs that you have about other people, men, relationships, circumstances, woman, money, health, and so on. And then also, you manifest through the actions that you're doing. So you don't manifest what you want, You don't manifest who you are, but you manifest who you think you are. So why people, to give you more examples, why people are manifesting in their relationships: betrayal, another person, third parties, circumstances like rejection, abandonment, humiliation, abuse. All of this stems from childhood trauma that you experienced when you were a child between the age of 0 to 7 years old. And these beliefs that you have in your subconscious mind is going to manifest people in your life, circumstances, events that are going to match with the beliefs and the programs that you have in your subconscious mind. So that's how all of these circumstances are created. I've had a lot of people that I've been working with that they were able to manifest a specific person or to manifest a new partner if they wanted to start from the beginning and manifest on their new self-concept another person, manifest more money, manifest better health, find their purpose, and so on. Get rid of addictions, and healing, of course, and changing their self-concept. Self-concept is what you believe about yourself. Whether you believe about yourself that you are betrayed or you are loved, this is what you're going to manifest in your life. If your program at the subconscious level is that I am betrayed. So let's see, where is this program coming from of betrayal? Let's say, for instance, when you were a child, you had a sibling, and your parents, maybe from mistake, maybe they didn't even realize, maybe they were showing just a little bit more love to your brother or sister than you. They knew as a child what it is that you believed about that. Oh, I'm second. That means they are more important than me. That means they are more loved. And then what it is that you manifest in your reality, your own state of consciousness, what it is that you believed as a child in your family. Oh, I'm always second. If my brother is more loved or my sister, that means I am second, and that means I will always be second in my life. And that reflects in your relationships, that reflects in your job, in your career, everywhere, because you manifest your own state of consciousness. So also from this, let's say, self-identity, that you identify yourself as being second in someone else's life, then you act like you are always second in someone else's life. And you also do actions like maybe you are telling to the person that you are, oh, I know you like other women, they are more beautiful than me. Why do you do that? And all of these kinds of behaviors that he's going to make him look at other women. Or, you also send them your thoughts in their mind based on your inner conversations. If you believe that they will do that, they will do that. And they think, oh, these are my thoughts. I just feel today like I want to just date other women or talk to other women. They have no idea that these are your thoughts in their mind. It's a lot about that, but yeah, just to give you an idea about what is manifestation and how this works.
Yes, so there is a lot of truth in this, because obviously if we think we're going to fail, we are going to fail. We're going to be so surprised if we don't. My question is here, what if you are a victim of a narcissist or a victim of abuse? Would that then make us feel guilty that we have brought to ourselves something? Would some people be upset to hear this?
A victim of narcissistic relationship. I'm gonna tell you from what is this, from the wound of abuse. First of all, people who are the victim of abuse, of course, it's not your fault if you've been manifesting that. Your subconscious mind did that based on what you experienced in the past, but that doesn't mean that this is your fault because you didn't know that you were doing that, right? So then why your subconscious mind, because your subconscious mind is manifesting these things in your life. So why is your subconscious mind manifesting these things? It's because in your childhood, you probably had that in your family. Your parents, maybe they were arguing, maybe you've seen abuse, and then what it is that you do from the wound of abuse. First of all, you hurt yourself the way you've been hurt in the past. You tend to abuse yourself maybe with a lot of work. You are working nonstop. You criticize yourself a lot. You get into toxic relationships because deep down, you don't believe that you are worth it. What is a child going to believe when their parents are fighting, arguing, abusing each other? That child is not going to stop loving his parents. That child is going to say, this is my fault. That means I don't mean anything. I'm not worthy. I'm not worthy. I'm not worthy of love. It's my fault. And that child is not going to stop loving his parents, but he's going to stop loving himself. And then he gets through life, and the subconscious mind says, oh, you've been surviving in that relationship with your parents when you've been seeing abuse and all kinds of behaviors like that. So it's fine. I think you're going to survive even now. And then your subconscious mind manifests people in your life that will show you the wounds that you have since you were a child. And then what is happening? You get into that relationship, they are treating you the way they are treating you, and people have no idea that they've been manifesting that person based on the wounds that they're having from their past. And that's very painful. Mm-hmm. But the good news is that you can change that. You can change your identity, you can heal, and then your subconscious mind is going to manifest and is going to create your reality and people in your life based on your new self-concept. Like a new relationship, new partner that is going to treat you amazing because you've healed and now you have a healthy self-concept.
So basically what we're seeing here is it's not that I am a wounded person or have a lost self-confidence and tomorrow I can manifest something. I have first to take the steps to heal my wounds so actually I can see myself under a new light, and the light that I have a huge potential. I am deserving success, wealth, or to be loved, to be accepted, to belong. And because I believe now that I am totally receptive to all this abundance that is all around me, then I'm ready to receive it. And so when I manifest it, it's coming to me because I'm ready. That's the kind of work. It's like fertilizing the ground using, I can't remember, a rotavator to a very hard ground full of brambles. And you take off the first layer and you dig and you make all the worms emerge, all the new fertilizer goes in, and you mix it all in. And now this is a fertile thing. So if I go into a bare soil and I throw some seeds, the birds might get them, but they're not going to go anywhere. But if I have rotavated and I cultivated and I put a fertilizer and I water, then I put the seeds can grow because it's a fertile ground. So we're talking about gardening here, really. You have to garden your soul.
Yes, definitely. That's what manifestation is. First, you need to heal. You need to change all of this. That's why I've seen so much misleading information everywhere about manifestation. Manifestation is who you are. We manifest on autopilot since we were little. All our life, it's been manifested based on what we have in our mind, based on the beliefs and the programs that we have in our mind. What happens when you heal? So we manifest the manifestation techniques we do at the end. That's the last thing that we need to do. What first we need to do, and the most important work, is with yourself. Manifestation, let's say, of a specific person or of something specific, is just going back to yourself. It's the biggest chance of self-healing that you can give to yourself. So first, you need to heal, change the programs in your subconscious mind, change your self-concept, change what you believe about your wish. Let's say, for instance, you want to manifest a successful career. Okay, let's go back to what I believe about myself. Do I believe I have value? Do I believe I'm worthy of success? What do I believe about money? If you have a belief about money that they are not good, then what it is that you're going to manifest. You're not going to be able to manifest them because you have a belief about money that they are not good. So then you're going to manifest lack. You're not going to be able to manifest what you want. So first you need to align yourself, your beliefs with your wish. Your mind has to be aligned with your wish, and that's when you're going to be able to manifest.
Okay, so is this a part where you are working with a professional, so you are guided into this? Because I think we are biased and blind to our own attitudes. We might think that we are just self-protective and, oh, I know from my experience that that's gonna go wrong because. And so we are sometimes creating these self-fulfilling prophecies where we anticipate failures, and so we don't even put the effort because we think we're gonna fail anyway. And I think this is so much like roller skating and going on a bicycle. Now think about it, the roller skates have not changed. A bicycle is just a bicycle, two wheels there. But when you go there and you know what you're doing, they behave in a certain way. And when you are very unsure, you come out very unstable and you risk to crash. But the bicycle wheels or the roller skates wheel or the blades of the ice skates, they have not changed anything. What is changing is that you are so sure that you can do something and you do it and you command it and you regulate it so you're not falling. And that for me, it's a big idea of how we direct our life. If we go there like wishy-washy, I'm not really sure, do I deserve this? Well, I might fail. Is it worth spending this time doing it? Well, that's what we're going to get because, we need a lot of luck to have people say, oh, yeah, we can do this. And they push you. And despite yourself, you win. But it's not the same as going there thinking, oh, I'm going to do this. It's a great thing. It's called attitude and growth mindset, something that you hear a lot from coaches like myself. And you think, oh, how boring. But the growth mindset is believing that you can learn, you can grow. And so you're going to be willing to put the work that you need to achieve the success. And probably this is the difference between the so-called winners and losers. There is not just such thing as loser. We're just learning from every mistake, every wrong turn. We're learning, oh, I need to adjust this, I need to adjust that. But because we have this vision of the end, we can see ourselves achieving, feeling great, and achieving a possible smart goal, achievable, measurable, then that is possible. And this is basically normal psychology. Because first we have to clearly define what is we want, what kind of goal do we have? Is it like going to the moon tomorrow? Okay, I cannot just go to the moon tomorrow because nobody's going to the moon. So that's not really an achievable goal. Then you want this positive thinking that only stems from believing that we can. So do we have the confidence that we deserve or with work we can get there? Then we have to visualize it. It's so much easier. Like, for example, I had lots of performers and people who had exams. They came to me as, I can't do this. I shake. I feel terrible. So we visualize all the steps. We visualize every moment what was going to happen, how amazing we're going to feel. But before that, we worked on the wounded soul in hypnosis, and we healed that child that was terrified of failing. And we use humor, we use confidence, we visualize the steps. And then when the person was in the situation, they aced it because they knew they were going to do it, because they were ready for that. And that is just plain science to think you are as you think. And that also says in the Bible, you are what you think.
Yes. Yeah. And the most important and I think the most achievable, and people can try that, is to manifest on steps. first to manifest something small so they will get the confidence that works. Put something small. For instance, if you are a woman and you want to manifest maybe flowers from the person you are with, then do that. You go to sleep in the night and you visualize that you have already the flowers and you imagine how he's giving you and you feel the smell and you feel like you touch them and you go to sleep feeling like you received them already, like you have your wish. And you do that in the evening before you're going to sleep and you go to sleep at peace, knowing that you have already your flowers close to you and you smell them and you feel the smell and you touch them. And you have to use all your senses. That's what manifestation is. You have to use all your senses, visualizing, feeling, because what it is that is manifesting into our life. The feelings that we have in our body sends a message to our subconscious mind what to manifest into our reality. So the feelings in our body, they are very, very important. And I would suggest, you can do manifestation techniques, but you can receive your wish, but then you're not going to be able to keep it because you haven't changed your self-concept, your identity, what you believe about yourself, you haven't healed. So then you're not going to be able to keep it. Let's say, for instance, if it's someone that manifests a specific person, that person will come back. But as soon as you have a fight or you're arguing, it's going to activate you, it's going to trigger you, you're going to argue and it's going to leave again. So, or manifest more money, you manifest, but then you're going to lose them because you haven't changed yourself. You didn't see your value. Because what it is that we manifest in our reality. Our reality shows what we have inside. For instance, if now you don't like your reality, you have to look inside. Because your reality is only going to mirror what you have inside. If inside, deep down, you don't believe that you have value, you are valuable, that you don't deserve to have money, that you don't feel like you matter, you are important, then do you think that the money will stay with you? You make them and then you lose them because you don't truly believe that you have value and you don't truly respect yourself enough to keep this money. You're saying, doesn't matter because you don't care about yourself. The moment that you care about yourself, you're going to keep this money because you know you worked with them. And yeah. And also you need to love the money if you want them to come in your life. Otherwise, they will not be able to, you're not going to be able to manifest them because money are the same like another person. If you are with someone and you don't show them love ever, are they still going to come to you? Not really. The same with the money. So you need to love them and you need to change your opinion that they are bad and how I'm hearing around. If you have a belief that money are bad, then you're going to be able really to have them because you think that they're bad. So you have to change your opinion about them. I've been seeing a lot of people that I've been working with that they were seeing in their family, parents were arguing from the money. No, I showed them, look, your parents didn't argue from the money. They argue from the lack of money. So
Usually, that's a problem. Most people.
the money are not the problem, it's the lack of them. Because if people will have a lot, they will not argue anymore. I'm sure of that. It's this misconception. And when I show her that, oh, yes, it's true. Well, so then she changed that belief. She worked on herself. She knows that she has value. And now she's able to manifest anything she wants. And she's able to keep the money. And she saved money. And she even changed her career. People are valuing her more because she's valuing herself.
Right.
So many things.
It's a great story. And that reminds me, you told me the other day when we were chatting, you told me about this guy. Was it a homeless guy, has addiction, no work? Can you tell me a little bit more of his story without any identifying traits?
Yeah, so I did have a person that before he used to be homeless. He used to be with didn't have a home. He used to have a drug addiction. He was in a toxic, very toxic relationship. And then what it is that we found, not every single person who had a trauma has an addiction, but every single person who has an addiction have a trauma. So then what we found was a lot of trauma in the past. His dad, alcoholic, beat him. He didn't feel loved. Also from if one of your parents have an addiction, this also could be the wound of betrayal because the addiction was first before the child. Oh, my father is choosing the alcohol. That means I'm not first in his life, I'm second. And then you identify yourself as being second, and then all your life, until you heal that, you are second in other people's lives. So then we heal that. What happened in the past, we changed his self-concept, and now, what do you think? He rented a house. He's not homeless anymore. He manifested the business. He's completely changed his confidence. He gave up on the addiction, and he manifested a new person, exactly as he wanted. So everything changed. Was before, he was very bad. He was in that toxic relationship where he was cheated on. He was treated very badly. He even have children resulted from that relationship. But now he knows how to defend himself, even though he has to see that person sometimes when he's seeing his children, but he knows how to deal with her, and he's not affected by that anymore. So he was homeless after. So I think I didn't say it well. He was homeless after he gave up on that relationship, that toxic relationship. He just went on the street because he couldn't deal with that anymore. But in that relationship, he was cheated on, he was treated very badly, and the children remained with her, and then he left. But then he was on the street, addiction, homeless, very, very bad the way he was feeling. And then once we worked on all of this, on the value, the trauma, healing, everything started to change. So as I said, then he's having the house. Then he manifested a new business. He knows his value and he manifested a new person. So everything changed. You see, even though you see these people and you think, oh, he's always going to be like this, he's never going to be able to change. No, it is possible, but it takes work. And he did everything I said, and incredible.
Yeah, quite a testament to the power of our beliefs. You hear Tony Robbins and all these gurus, and the end is if we do not believe we have a huge potential to achieve, we will always be dumbing our pain in some addiction or unhealthy behaviors, emotional eating, whatever, because we truly don't believe. And last month, well, in the last 5 months, I've been researching this emergency of AI being everywhere. And one of the things that I noticed is really that there is a small fraction of the people who are using AI who are using ChatGPT as a god. And what they really like is that Chat is telling them that they're lovable, that they're beautiful, and they are worthy, and it encourages their plans, sometimes even too positive to the point of hallucinating into what is possible. But there are people that really like, and they said it's like a religion, this is a God because it's giving all these compliments and this good feedback. And we have to stop as a society when we have to rely on a few microchips with a language model, large LLM, to tell us that we are worth it, because we have shunned religion and we shunned God out of our life. And now, where is our purpose? Where is our strength? And when a computer tells us that we deserve and we can do and we can be lovable, then we're like, wow. And we fall in love with a computer, but we should be falling in love with ourselves and with life, and understanding that nobody is born to become a failure, a criminal, an ill and rejected person. We are born to be happy. We are here to achieve and to connect with others and to be happy. Once we get to this stage, everything is possible. And with smart goals, we can achieve. And there are techniques. And you told us, you're going to tell us all these techniques. You told us already so much. So is there anything else that I didn't ask you that needs to be said today?
So, how people they can, let's say, manifest something. Give me an idea of something that they would like to manifest. Let's say, for instance, they want to manifest a new person or more money, or let's take a new person, because I've seen a lot of people suffering from breakups, relationships, failed relationships, and all these things. So first of all, they have to look at what they believe about them deep down, to ask questions. What do I believe about myself? Or, for instance, if they have a situation in their life, like, for instance, they've been abandoned by this person, they have to ask themselves, how do I feel about that? Well, I feel like I'm not worthy. I don't have value. I feel like I don't mean anything, that I'm not loved. Okay. And then they have to think about, they can write down all of these beliefs about them, what they believe about them, what they feel. And then they have to look at what they believe about men and relationships. And again, you do on another column, you write down what you believe about men and relationships, or woman if you are a man. Well, I believe that they don't want a long relationship or serious relationship. I believe that they are players. I believe that they are not good people. I hate them, and all kinds of, they have to write it down. And after that, they have to, based on their beliefs, they have to do the revision and write it in an opposite way, in a positive way. What do I believe about men? I believe that they are only players and they don't want a serious relationship. Okay. On that belief, you write the opposite. I believe that I'm going to meet a man who wants a serious relationship. I believe that a lot of men, they are good people and they do want a serious relationship. Or I believe that all men are cheating. I do believe I'm going to meet a man who wants to be only with me. And I'm going to attract that. You don't really attract, you manifest. Your subconscious mind manifests people, circumstances. And all of these beliefs that you have about you, for instance, that nobody loves me, then you say the opposite. Everybody's choosing me. I am chosen. I am amazing. I am loved. I deserve to be loved. Based on what you believe about you, you say the opposite and you repeat it to yourself every single day, many times a day, but you don't say it only like robotically. You say it with intention. There are so many more other techniques that you can do. And also, you can write down like a letter what it is that I believe about men. You write your own story that you tell in your mind all the time. Well, I believe this. He doesn't give me attention. He's not taking me out. He's not serious with me. All of this. And then you revise that and you write the opposite in a positive way. And you tell to your mind a different story, a positive one. Well, he's taking me out. He's treating me very well. he's making me give sometimes. He gives me all the attention that I want. So these are just a few, but there are many, many, many things that you can do. And of course, it's quite hard to find your own beliefs by yourself, but it's not impossible by asking the right questions. Also, when you look at when you've been, let's say, abandoned by that person, you can ask yourself, when else did I feel the same way as I'm feeling now? And then you go back to what happened, and you will see in your childhood most of the time, in between the age of 0 to 7, 0 to 9 years old, because that's when you form your beliefs. Well, I felt that way when my parent left, or they left to work in another country, or they went to work and they were staying there. Maybe they were working in another city or another country, and I felt always abandoned and alone and unloved. And what it is that you manifest in your reality, your own self-identity state of consciousness, what it is that you felt when you were a child, abandoned, alone, and now you manifest again abandonment, alone, not feeling loved. So this is what you need to hear.
Well,
And to tell
thank you.
Sorry. And to tell to yourself that now, yes, my parents, they left to work in another country, but they've done it for me because they loved me, because they wanted to give me, to have maybe food to eat, or to buy me clothing, or to be able to give me everything that I wanted. And they didn't have any other chance to do that just by going to other country to work. And they've done it for me, so they love me. And I'm not that child anymore. I don't need to suffer the same as I was a child, because when I was a child, I was dependent by my parents to love me, to be there for me. But now I'm an adult and I can support myself and I can protect myself. And I'm not addicted anymore by a person because I am independent, I am an adult, and I'm able to support myself.
Yes, new beliefs. We write our story because we have so many people that seem to be so unlucky, everything happened to them. But some of them, I do notice they have a bit of a victim mindset. They have embraced this identity. They might be on their third marriage, fourth marriage, or third or fourth company that doesn't let them stay because things are not good. And they keep saying, well, I don't know what's wrong with me because I keep attracting people like that. And I always say, okay, tell me a little bit about when you were a child. And it
Yes.
always comes out that they don't believe they deserve anything. And so they even enter into this new partnership or relationship or job thinking, well, this is going to end. So I'm going to prepare for that.
Yeah, so it's, that's what they believe. And the problem is that, they think, oh, I'm just unlucky. I'm just unlucky because I don't have that relationship. I don't have that career. I don't have more money. I don't have a good health. And they just believe, oh, this is life. And that's how I'm going to be. And it's going to be my reality for the rest of my life. The truth is that no, you are not unlucky. It's just you have wrong programs in your mind that is manifesting all of these things in your mind, in your reality. And that's why all of these things are happening. And when you change, you delete all of these programs, then you're going to be able to have a marriage that will last for the rest of your life, to have a great relationship, to manifest more money, to have a great career, to have a great health. Because also illnesses, they are a manifestation of the trauma from the subconscious mind.
So that's a different point of view, right? A lot of people will say, well, that's not possible. Well, you can also try because there are people that had diseases, conditions that lasted for many years. I'm not saying about genetic, the limb is missing. You can regrow the limb so far. We don't have a science for that, but there are lots of things that we carry from when we were younger. And I mentioned so many times one of my colleagues managed to heal her own daughter from this juvenile arthritis, and she developed that as a two-year-old child by looking at her own brother and her own cousin who were permanently ill, always going to the hospital. The cousin, I think, he had leukemia, so he was in and out of hospital. The child grew up thinking, oh, that's what it is when you are a little child. That's how you get love and attention. You're always ill. And so she had this huge arthritis that lasted until she was a teenager. When her mom qualified as an RTT therapist, that's Rachel. I quote her all the time because that's incredible. And she said, well, I'm going to practice on you. You're going to be the first client. And guess what? The arthritis went away. It was all there. The belief was there, buried deeply. And the daughter is now a very successful young woman, a hairdresser, and she has no arthritis whatsoever. They stopped all the medication. The doctor said we cannot see any markers in the blood work because it was all created by the mind trying to fulfill this need of being just like everyone else. It was crazy. How does a child create that? We don't know, but he just did,
Mind. The mind created that. The mind created that, but also if the mind created it, the mind is going to be able to heal that.
Yeah. So that's amazing to know we have such a huge power. So the power sometimes is not just in the pill, the vaccine, the injection, the surgery. There is a space for all this, but sometimes what is behind our deep uncomfortable relationship with our body, emotional eating, drug addiction, and certain things, especially with skin things that happen, skin manifestations. Sometimes it just varies. Repressed anger, repressed emotions. I cannot be who I am, who I really am. It's not possible. So I'm going to express this. I cannot talk. Okay, I cannot talk. So I'm going to lose my hair. I'm going to get my itchy, scabby skin. There are so many cases, just incredible. There are books filled with these examples. So maybe it's the case that we can do this change. And I'm grateful that we had you over again, Beatrice. It's been a full hour full of discovery of our great potential. So thank you so much for being here today.
It's been my pleasure, and thank you so much for having me. It was a pleasure to be here with you.
It is a great thing, and I want all of you guys listening to go and check her up. We're going to put all the links in the description so you can go and ask her for questions that you have here. Maybe they're too private. You ask her, and she will give you a free consultation where you can see how to manifest what you want. And if you need some deep work, you can do that. I can also do that because I'm also a clinical hypnotherapist and I'm also a coach and I'm also an RTT therapist. However, I'm just promoted today, Beatrice. So there we go. Make sure you subscribe and like this episode, and maybe write a review because it's going to be useful for us to know that you are spreading the good word, that we have a potential to create the life that you want. We want to be happy. We can create that even if we have very much a lot of stuff going wrong. There is always something small we can do, at least to feel the peace inside the heart. We can choose what to do when things are not going right. And sometimes we can totally revert the situation, just working on the mindset, creating a smart goal, working with psychology-based, evidence-based, belief-based science, which is to think the way you want to be. Think your way to success. Create the life that you want, and you create it first in your thoughts, then in your actions and your behavior. So thank you all, and I'll see you all next week. Bye-bye.
Do you know why you're getting rejected? Did you know that your mind created that? Did you know that your mind created a breakup?
Join us for an amazing podcast episode. And in this episode, we're going to show you the extremely powerful mind that we all have. We are born with beliefs. These beliefs change as we have new situations and emotions and failures and successes. And we can build very strong beliefs when we are very young about our possibility to succeed. Find out more by listening to our podcast. Take care.